Hey, what's going on? Brad Tragic here once again, and boy am I cold. That's what happens when the heater goes out in your house. It's cold outside, let me tell you that. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes. What happened on Raw this week? Like I said, this is a basic Brad Tragic right here. It's a Wednesday morning, and I'm announcing what I think of Monday Night Raw. So, like I said, if you like the way I do it, I give you a little late, but hey, I go in depth and I talk about what I hate and I don't like, what happened, hate, liked, whatever, you know what I mean. So basically, Raw started out this week with uh, oh, Mick Foley in the ring. Yeah, Mick Foley in the ring. Sorry, back check. Um, yeah, so we get Mick Foley in the ring, and he's basically talking about how he wants to be in the Royal Rumble again, and how he wants his kids to see him wrestle again. So it's pretty cool. Great way to start the show. Uh, seeing somebody you haven't seen in a long, long time. It's like a lot of people like been brewing. Maybe he might be a part of WrestleMania. And it's kind of, I think this kind of confirms that he'll probably will be at WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form. Um, and I don't think it's going to be in the main event because that would kind of, I think that would basically it wouldn't do that much to add to it. I think if they really want to make Rock and Cena something big, they shouldn't put like any guest refs in it or not, nothing like that. But I mean, who knows? It's probably what's going to be happen. But it probably seems like he wants to wrestle again at WrestleMania. So um, I kind of wouldn't doubt they make this like a Cinderella story, like for Mick Foley, and let him win the Royal Rumble because I don't believe he ever won the Royal Rumble. So I guess it's something that he hasn't done that they can bring him back and let him do. Maybe that's maybe the incentive. Have him come back, win that, then go to WrestleMania, face like whoever the champion is, put on a great match, and put whoever that champion is over, um, and do that. I mean, who knows if Daniel Bryan would take on Mick Foley, at WrestleMania, um, and Daniel Bryan basically playing the heel, um, or vice versa. If they put Daniel Bryan as the face and Mick Foley as the heel, um, they put on a good story, and that could actually put Daniel Bryan over possibly. So that'd be a good one. And then CM Punk, I mean, what kind of legendary match would they put on? That'd be pretty damn amazing, I'd say. Don't get Dolph Ziggler coming out and he's, bad mouthing Mick Foley and said, there's a lot of young talent in the back that, really wants a shot, blah, 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 blah. And, really, really great stuff from Dolph Ziggler. He's starting to get better and better and better on the microphone. So it's really a good thing to see that a young guy coming up actually has the nuts to go through in the WWE in years to come. Now, what I said the other day is the only thing that he's lacking is creativity, I think, because, or I don't know, like if they're not putting him in the right spot to do certain things, because, like I said last week, Jack Swagger was facing CM Punk, and he just stood outside the ring. He didn't like jump on the apron. He didn't do anything like that during the match. All you do when you see him on the outside the ring, he was just staring at the ring blankly, and almost like, are you kidding me? Do fucking something. Do something. It's like don't. I mean, you've seen like DiBiase when Andre was wrestling, or you see Andre when DiBiase was wrestling like a long time ago. And you see them outside like ranting and raving and like shitting, pointing at Hogan and you know bad mouthing their partners and all right, get out, get him, get him, get him. But I mean, you didn't see any of that from Dolph Ziggler. It's like that's the thing that we're missing too. Is the whole manager aspect, things like that. They need to bring it back. If we got an era where the wrestlers are not very good talkers, and we do. So let's bring back managers. Let's bring back some people who can talk, who aren't afraid to get on the microphone and talk shit. Let's do it. If a wrestler's not that great, make him a manager. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe like a Drew McIntyre might be a manager and not a wrestler right now. Or something like that. Some guy like that, or even David Otunga, make him a manager or something like that. If he's not getting over as a wrestler, why not? And then down the road, when he gets over as a manager, he could transition to a wrestler after he's built up heat enough and things like that. So something to think about, WWE. So then CM Punk comes down, and he basically said, "Hey, I would love to face Mick Foley at WrestleMania, and all this stuff." And he's basically praising Mick Foley and uh, you know talking crap about Ziggler, and he starts to kind of talk crap about John Laurinaitis. That brings him down to the ring, or at least to the whatever entrance ramp. And he basically told Mick Foley no, that he will not get a chance in a Rumble, blah 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 blah. And he didn't really say much after that, but he did say that CM Punk, or what was it? I don't remember. But yeah. So basically, that's basically what happened. So you've seen a lot of things go down, and CM Punk came down and learned this. Nothing really came. I mean, it was a really, really great opener. Um, really great how it happened, everything. Um, okay. Okay. So then we go to a match with I guess Sunday night, Saturday night, something like that. Last week sometime. I think it was actually on a Sunday. They kind of live event. I guess the night before Raw. And Primo and Epico defeated Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne to win the tag team titles. I'm assuming this is coming off the heels of Evan Bourne and his whole ordeal. And now he's in the doghouse, and Kofi, I guess, is along there with him. So maybe this is something that they're going to do. They're going to just bury the hell out of Evan Bourne because of this. Um, and he's going to be probably drug tested again down the road, and he is clean, they might push him again. But I'm assuming, and that's what I would do. And if I was running WWE, if someone did that, I mean, it's a major corporation, it's a major company, major entertainment company, and people are putting their lives on the line out there. So if I was smoking pot, I wouldn't want to be, I wouldn't want to put myself out there either. So, but I mean, it's just, some people, they get that money and they think, well, I gotta get some drugs now, and that's the way some people think. So I don't understand. I don't understand. It's the same with rock and rollers too. I mean, the way they live their life and everything, they travel and everything. They think drugs has got to be a part of it. So yeah. So basically, they lost the belts and they faced Epico and Primo again on Raw, and basically it looked like basically the same match they had the live event. So they basically just rehashed it for the show, and Epico and Primo go over once again. Pretty impressed. Great tag team. Haven't seen much of them. I just started watching SmackDown this week, and I think they were on. I think they were on SmackDown this past week. I don't remember. I don't think they were though. But I think they were on the week before, and I didn't watch that. But great to see him. Maybe we'll get to see him more on Raw since they won tag team titles. So something tag team division. Are they starting it again? Ooh, give us something to watch. God damn it. And then we get to see a change added to the main event. Now later on, I will tell you if it meant anything. But we've seen Jericho added to the main event of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. And on the other side, David Otunga was added. Yeah, David Otunga. Who gives a shit about David Otunga? Added to Mark Henry and Dolph Ziggler. So great. Started off with a great tag team, and then we added Jericho, and then we added David Otunga. Yeah. Anyway, change the main event. All right. Then we go on to see Jack Swagger get his title shot at Zack Ryder, who is injured. And right before this, you've seen David Otunga bring in a letter, hand it to John Laurinaitis, and he didn't really know what it was. But Zack Ryder basically came on next, like basically right after that, and said, "I'm not going to wait for the doctor's orders. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to defend my championship because I don't want to just hand my belt over to someone." So he went out, got his ass kicked by Jack Swagger. I think Swagger did his finisher like 3 times. So yeah, he got killed basically. So good way to push a new guy. Because Jack Swagger maybe heading toward a push. Who knows? Maybe he's a transitional champion. I'm guessing whoever Jack Swagger faces next, he'll probably lose the belt. So maybe Kofi Kingston will get the belt back. And then seeing Kelly and Alicia Fox defeat the Bella Twins. And I guess the special guest ring announcer was Paris Hilton. Don't know much about the guy. I think he's like a big blogger. He's like, got a lot of subscribers on Twitter and, things like that. So basically he's an internet personality that it's kind of cool that they have somebody on WWE like that, but what I heard from other people, I kind of fell asleep during this match, and this is randomly the one match I fell asleep and missed, really, was the Divas match. I couldn't pick a better time to take a nap. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, not that WWE is, boring, but I'm just, I work third shift, so I'm on like a weird schedule, so, yeah. I hate falling asleep during wrestling, and I did miss a little bit of the next segment, so I'll probably try and catch it on online. But you've seen, it started off with R-Truth and Wade Barrett in the ring, and they were talking about I guess R-Truth's trip to Disneyland, and it ended up with R-Truth, Sheamus, Wade Barrett, and The Miz. After Theodore Long made a guest appearance, and so John Laurinaitis has his hands full tonight, so he's going to come out and help him out and announce a match for the Over the Top Rope Challenge with R-Truth, The Miz, Wade Barrett, and Sheamus. Now, being Martin Luther King Day, and I didn't think about this until I watched Off the Rope show because I do watch that before I do this because I can watch it better than I can record. So I did see what he said. It was kind of obvious that it's Martin Luther King Day. So instead of having Sheamus win the Royal Rumble or the little Over the Top Rope Challenge, I'll say it again. I am not racist. Let me tell you. R-Truth won the Over the Top Rope Challenge because it's Martin Luther King's Day. Got a black guy win the match. Going back to that makes me think David Otunga got put in that match because of that. Oh, sorry. Am I going way overboard? But they killed Kofi Kingston, so I guess that's why they had to do that. Anyway, let's go pretty much. Oh, they're Mexican, or whatever. Alright. So you get the Over the Top Rope Challenge. Looks good. Funny segment where I caught the end of it. I still caught a couple of funny things. And then you see Cena come in, and he's bitching and complaining about John Laurinaitis letting Zack Ryder go out, blah, 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 blah. I guess Cena didn't get the memo that Zack Ryder did it himself. Yes, Ryder's a dumbass. Fine. I'm fine with him not being U.S. champion. I'm fine with Swagger being U.S. champion. But, people say that he's probably not going to be that champion very long, and I agree with it. Better than Zack Ryder, to be honest. But, there's no story behind it. That's the only thing. Cena comes down, basically beats his ass. No match. Just beats his ass. The match didn't start. And we've seen Ahina. I don't know what Ahina is, but Cena beat the hell out of Jack Swagger. Forgot his name for a second there. And who doesn't forget Jack Swagger's name? Okay. Sorry, Ralph. But yeah. Beats his ass. Cena you've never seen before. Like, I've never seen a Cena before where he's basically, like, beating the shit out of somebody. This is the Cena we need. We need to turn him. He will be this Cena. Where he's coming down and beating the shit out of people for no reason. That's what we need. Oh, yeah, buddy. But, yeah, it teased you. Oh, is it going to happen tonight? Is it going to happen? It's going to happen. No. Kane's music goes off. And he says, oh, it's nice to know that you're embracing the hate. And hopefully by the time the Royal Rumble, you're going to be fully embraced by the hate. Of course, when he's beating the shit out of Jack Swagger, I'm marking out over there going, yeah, do it. Do it. Alright, sorry. Any greater reason to cheer John Cena is always a good reason to cheer John Cena. There is one. If there is one, I'm saying. So, then we get to Brodus Clay making another appearance. And the reason why I say appearance is because, do you really call that a match? Seriously. I like Brodus Clay, though. He's fucking awesome. I love him. He's one of my new favorite superstars. He's up there. He's up there in the top 5, probably. right now. So awesome, Brodus Clay, amazing. He's the new American Dream, baby. And I'm sure he's going to go on to do great things if he don't fuck up or WWE doesn't drop the ball, hopefully. And, they probably will drop the ball because they do a lot. They got soap opera writers and shit writing for them, so, yeah. JTG was the lucky one. So, hey, it's a good thing that they're bringing up people like NXT and superstars. Guys, I bet Alex Riley's the next one to do it. sorry off the rope show, but I'm predicting it right now. I bet next week on Raw, Alex Riley makes an appearance and gets his ass handed to him by Brodus Clay. But hey, maybe they'll let Alex Riley do a little bit before he gets stopped by Brodus Clay, unlike the other people. And then you get the. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, then we get the main event. And I think everybody wanted to see Jericho wrestle. That's the big thing. People just need to shut the fuck up at the shows. When Jericho comes out, just don't say a goddamn word. Because I think that's what they want us to do. That's what they're waiting for, is everybody just to shut up and start booing the hell out of Chris Jericho. Because that's what they want. So, the WWE wants. That's what Chris Jericho wants. So, being a mark for a second, please appease Chris Jericho and do not cheer for him any longer, or we're going to continue to see this bullshit every fucking week. God, people. But we see this match go on. Jericho fighting, Daniel Bryan fighting. It's kind of, I didn't really feel this match. I wasn't into it really. I mean, I didn't really feel it at all. If Jericho would have wrestled, it probably would have saved the match. But it was horrible. It sucked. It was bad, really bad. It was a bad main event. I didn't really care for it too much. Didn't really get me. I was like, I don't like tag team matches to begin with. Like with things like this, it's like these aren't tag team wrestlers. Why are they in tag team matches? Why every week do we get forced to watch a tag team match? Or something stupid. It's dumb. It's like, why can't they just have a normal match at the end of the show? I'm getting tired of these like 6-man matches, tag team matches. Don't we get like tag team matches like 3 or 4 times in a row? I think John and I just went to the school with Teddy Ballin or something lately because it seems like it. It really seems like it. SmackDown ain't doing much better, so why don't you not do that? Yeah, basically, Punk attacks Jericho, and he comes in and does the. And then he walks out of the ring, tags Daniel Bryan on the way out. Oh God, why are they doing this to us? I don't understand. And at the end of the video, I have a little thing that I want to add about somebody not using TNA. Yeah. So that's basically the end of the show, and then there was a segment. And then basically Punk was bullshitting and no, hold on, I missed the best part of it. Foley came out. Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry brawled into the back, so it was left Dolph Ziggler and Otunga versus CM Punk, and I think basically Dolph Otunga got knocked out or something. So basically, the match ended, right about that time when they brought to the back, here comes Mick Foley, and it says that, hey, John said it was okay. Put me in, I'm okay. Tag me in. So he tags him in. Mick Foley lays the waist and pulls out, oh, the almighty Sacco, and takes out David Otunga with it and wins the match. Or did they? As Trio Show would say. So John comes out and says, I did not agree for you to enter this match. Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you are not scheduled to be in a match. Blah, blah, blah. So, he reversed the decision, gave the win to Dolph and those guys. Dolph Ziggler and those guys gave the win to those. So, there you go. So, and then Punk basically went off on Johnny and said his crap. Great promo, since he's probably had a memorable promo on Raw. Everybody still talking about. It's probably pretty close to that. We're just talking about, basically John, his career, what he's done, and say that he will never live up to CM Punk just in this year. So pretty good stuff. Then after he left, basically John was foaming at the mouth, and Mick Foley just added more to the fire and set John off. And he ran the raid and said, "People don't respect me. I give you guys the greatest show every single week, and I'm going to be the new general manager coming soon." And basically popped Mick Foley with the microphone and then walked off. Which I was like, I paused it. I fell asleep at one point during Raw. So when I watched this, I was like, oh, that's it. But that happened 2 hours. I didn't realize it. But, I mean, I don't think it was a bad Raw this week. It's just the main event was kind of. The promo probably saved it. So I don't know. Probably sorry about it. It's probably a B minus show. C plus maybe. C plus would probably be more accurate. But they're not gonna put on stellar. No, they ain't got the. They're not doing the right storylines to it be a great Raw like lately. So I don't. It's just the storylines aren't there. It's not there at all. If they're there, this is the guy doing it. It was a little better this week. I will admit. It was okay. It was an okay show. Last week it was pretty awesome. Wait, no, last week was worse than this one, I believe. I don't know. I will check. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's just quick little rant about the TNA guy. So Ken and Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Anderson, whatever you want to call him, he's not being used on TNA, and supposedly rumor has it is that the creative team doesn't have anything for him. Are you kidding me? Mr. Anderson? And you have nothing for him? But you have something for Eric Young and ODB. What? Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. If they're not going to use him, Mr. Anderson, I would say go somewhere else. You're probably one of the best people. I mean, besides Angle, which what has Angle did lately on Impact? Even not watching Impact, I know that he has probably not been on there as much as he normally does because he's training for the fucking damn Olympics. Just give Angle a break. And then somehow interject Anderson into that storyline and turn him heel. You got enough baby faces right now. Let's make Anderson heel. Have him come back and be pissed off at the company because basically they didn't do anything for him, and the fans just act like the fans had something to do with it. Turn him heel, face him against James Storm, and then I would just do that. And I mean, basically you could have a heel versus heel match with basically Anderson is basically a tweener. So he could come in and say, I don't give a crap what the fans say. It's nice that they're there, blah blah blah, and I mean basically be a tweener too as well, and be like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, something like that. But they need to do something that, or WWE needs to give him a phone call. Cause I tell you right now, and I said this on Facebook. On somebody commented about Mr. Anderson, not being that great of a talent that can't wrestle. Evidently, didn't watch his matches in WWE because he actually can put on a good match. It's just the people you get stuck in a ring with in TNA that I think has a lot to do with. So, and I don't even really know if it's that. It's just I think it's just it's a combination of like fans being into it and all this stuff. There's the atmosphere that's in the air, and maybe WWE needs to have a better atmosphere. But it seemed like Mr. Anderson is a lot better when he was in WWE. And so if you go back and watch his matches, hell yeah, he had some great matches. But if he would have come into WWE next week on Raw, good God, he would get a big pop. You're talking about people will remember that shit. He would get a huge, huge pop. And I guarantee you, if they didn't do that bullshit with Chris Jericho, he would come out and talk, and he would get a huge pop. It would be like Y2J when he first debuted in WWE. With him returning, holy shit. I mean, it's been time. There's been enough time. He could come back and probably make a huge comeback and be the world champion. Be a good champion. I would love to see it. And I do think we will see Mr. Anderson back in the WWE just because if TNA didn't start to use him right. Hell, I'd get off the fucking. I want my legacy to be what I had in WWE. It's like it's basically always going to be remembered for. in TNA. What has he done to be remembered? Really, he hasn't did anything. I mean, and this is another thing to say. Who's gonna remember TNA? To be honest, like if TNA stopped operations right now, who are you gonna remember? You're not gonna remember Hogan. You're not gonna remember Flair. You're not gonna remember any of the big stars. You might remember Kurt Angle, but that's probably about it. And people will remember Christian Cage because he was a great champion while he was there. But the only other people that you're gonna remember is the originals. And who's gonna benefit from being in TNA? The originals. So those would go on to great stardom. The other people, who gives a shit about? But Anderson, you wouldn't remember Anderson because he didn't do anything. He didn't really do anything. You might remember Hogan a little bit, but if you think back, like if you look back, like 20 years from now, TNA shut down. WWE's probably running full strong. Well, TNA shut down, they definitely will be running full strong. So it's coming. Unless TNA does something drastically, in 10 years from now, TNA ain't gonna be around. Seriously, they're not gonna be around. So yeah, there you go. I'll stop and I might do another rant here in a second about TNA. Later, folks. Have fun. Next week, Raw review, baby.